I believe this little volume about chess strategy it's really good because it illustrates most of the themes that one should know. And obviously I have something I want to read you, but here is the fourth position, the position number 1. The book is made by 12 chapters, in which they illustrate some important concepts like good bishop and bad bishop, bishops of opposite color, and so on and so forth. Okay, these are all strategical themes like weak and strong squares. But the part I want to read you is the following. Obviously, they say that the goal of this book is to show you how to play the middle game correctly. And I want to show it to you too because I realize from the feedback I had on other videos about this book that I want to show you. I had a lot of negative feedback on this book because most players said, but for what rating is this book for? In reality, it's not a question of rating. Or you know how to evaluate a position and make a plan, or you don't. It's not based on rating. Why do I say that? Because the fourth guy that created a kind of list of elements was Steinitz, but in the time the rating didn't exist. Yes, Steinitz was a world champion, but also in the time world champions didn't exist. It was Steinitz that created also that idea of a world champion title, no? So here they write, and so you can start by yourself to analyze the position. It's black to move, but I want to give you what they write here in order to give you a chance to understand what we are talking about. Here they say, a plan is a visualized series of steps that make it possible to achieve a goal. Learning to plan is absolutely essential for every player who wishes to improve. Indeed, one of the attractions of chess is the way in which it teaches foresight and planning. Strategy is the art of forming an overall plan. As you can see, they say frequently the fact that correct strategic planning dictates the choice of objectives is understated. Strategy is the grand scheme for a game. In a sense, strategy is the opposite of tactics, which are the application of a short series of forced moves to achieve an immediate improvement. The words positional and strategic are frequently used interchangeably. As you can see, it doesn't speak strategy in terms of rating, it's speaking strategy in terms of having an idea of what you want to achieve in life, no? Or on the board. And here it says, the very first step in composing an appropriate strategy is to evaluate the position correctly. All of us at first see the challenge of such a comprehensive evaluation as daunting and confusing. This book is planned, however, to take the mystery out of such positional analysis. Okay? It says, the method for evaluating a position was initially developed by Steinitz in the 19th century, so imagine the 1800s. He first divided the positions into elements. Next he compared the elements of white's and black's position, and only then form an opinion, determine a plan, and finally look for a specific move. Based on the accomplishment of his predecessors and contemporaries, such as well as his own experience, Steinitz formulated the following positional elements. 1. Development. 2. Mobility. 3. Control of the center. 4. The position of the kings. 5. Weak and strong squares in both camps, right? And then we have a pawn structure, the queenside pawn majority. Here there is not a queenside pawn majority. The open files, okay, and the two bishops against bishop and knight, or against two knights. The above elements still form the strategic basis for tournament players. Understanding these elements will enrich and broaden your strategic ideas and will provide a foundation for a deeper understanding of the laws and principles of chess. Okay, so based on those elements you can evaluate and the position and develop a strategic plan, right? And honestly, there is also in this book, as you can see, they are giving you a lot of wisdom, because here it gives the 4 rules of strategy for Steinitz. And then of course there is the position number 1, game number 1, that you can see over the board. It's black to move. So I hope you thought about it a little and see what would you play here. Here it says, in diagram 1, all but one of the black pawns are located on dark squares. Okay. While most of the white pawns and the bishop of both sides are located on light squares. There is a noticeable difference in the activity of the bishop. The bishop on d7 is definitely a good bishop, because his movement is not obstructed by his pawns. No. And black also control e5, also if he doesn't have a dark square bishop, you know. So that's a good thing, because this e5, it's a concept of weak and strong squares, right? And this cannot be attacked by a bishop, so that square is kind of important. But the bishop on g2, what would you say on this? Is it a good bishop or bad bishop? This is a bad bishop. Bad. Why is a bad bishop? Because it's like a pawn, no? It doesn't have a really, it cannot go here, he gets eaten. What does he do? Here he plays inside his own territory. Doesn't make any sense, right? And all of this because it's obstructed by the pawn chain. Okay, so how do you evaluate the position? You say that black is better. Okay, but some advantages don't last forever, so you need to create a plan that gives you a real big advantage, right? So black played king f6, white played king e2, and now black played rook h5. The rook finds an even more active position. Obviously you have to defend, rook h1, and look what happened here. King e5, amazing move, right? Now, the centralization of the king is very important, but the other problem is that this king can enter and destroy the structure. So it's kind of a problem, right? And so that's why white plays king d3, h6, and now all of the pawns by black are on dark square, so they cannot be attacked by this. White plays h3, which is not so good. Why is not so good? Look at here. One, and now there is another square, and of course this is attack, right? But immediately black exploit this idea, so rook g5, rook h2, and guess what? Rook g3. Attacking this, attacking this, attacking this, and being protected. h4, rook g8, king e2, g5. Obviously black wants to open the position, right? H take g5, h take g5, king f2, g4, rook h5, king d4, and is entering. You see, that's incredible. Now white makes a mistake. Obviously maybe rook h7 slightly better, but obviously the position maybe it's lost by this point. Rook d1, mistake, king c3, rook h7, and now g takes f3. So remember that when you are playing chess, you are trying to attack, attack, attack. You don't want to always defend yourself, especially when you are very near to promotion. Okay? Bishop takes f3 would have given black an advantage, and so he played bishop f1. But king c2, it's a very good move. Rook d3, trying to defend this, and now there is an interesting move, which is bishop h3. Rook takes f3, rook takes f3, king takes f3, bishop takes f1, rook takes c7, and rook f8. Obviously you want to protect the passed pawn, right? Now remember that generally they say if you are at disadvantage, what should you do? You should change pawns but not the pieces. So here, however, it's kind of over. You just need to convert it to a win, right? So here it says with an extra bishop and a strong passed pawn, black wins easily. Let's see how he wins, right? Rook d7, king d3, rook takes d6, bishop e2 check, king f2, f3, rook h6, rook g8, because obviously you want to go here, rook h2, king takes e4, sorry, rook h4, king d3, rook h2, rook g6, blocking this from going forward, b4, a takes b4, and here white resigned. Why did white resign? Because obviously also if you take these two pawns are falling down, right? And so after black has another pawn that is going through, and so it should be an easy win. I thank you for watching. This was the game book Chess Strategy for the tournament player. I think is a must read for those that want to understand more strategy. There are exercises inside the book, but if you, after you read this book, you want really to test yourself, this is the book you should get, because you have 400 chess strategy puzzle. So here you learn everything about strategy, and then you put it in practice thanks to the other book. Once more, thank you for watching. I wish you a good day.